Here we go. All right, so welcome to this week's training call. I'm Nellie Saylor, Senior Gold Ambassador. Today's training call is a little different because I'm coming from a place of, if you're not a Christian, this might feel a little out of the realm of comfort for you, but I hope not too far that you can't get the value of what I'm hoping to say. So in today's session, I was doing a homeschooling with my son, and one of his homeschooling things is talk about scripture. And today we were talking about the parable of the sower, which is a story that Jesus tells to help people understand mostly how they receive the word of God and how some people he describes four types of people. Um, people and he uses the illustration of a sower or like seed falling to the ground and how that seed grows to explain how people are like this the soil that receives the seed and what happens in it. Okay, so he said in the parable of the sower, there's seed that falls on the path, just like on a sidewalk. There's seed that falls on rocky soil, which is, soil that has a lot of stones in it, really firm. The third person has seed that grows on thorny ground. So it had good soil, but there's also bushes and weeds and thorns growing up on there. And then the fourth person has good soil, fertile soil, good ground, and each of these categories he talks about on the one where seed grows on the path or on the sidewalk, that seed that was never received. Right. So he says that that's like the word of God that you speak it, but the person never received it in their ears. They never accepted it into their heart. It just came and left. The second person with seed on the rocky soil, it says this person was very excited about what the word that they heard, but because of the rocks, no roots grew, and so they shriveled up, and it just the excitement that they had quickly disappeared. The third person had that seed got into the soil and they started sprouting, but the trials of life, the thorns of life, choked it out and it killed it. And so the word that was supposed to develop in them didn't because the trials of life came. And then that last person, they had life and they prospered even, it says 30, 60, and 100 times the seed that was put in them. So how does this relate to Plexus? Okay. So I've come across so many people, and I could take this illustration from two sides. I can take it from someone who wants to start their healing journey, and I can take it from the side of someone who wants to start their business. In every instance, I've seen people that one, I share, say they have a medical condition, and I'm like, I know this can help you. I know it can. I have testimonials, I have proof that so many other people have been helped by this. And then, but in that moment, they just don't receive it. They don't believe that it could help them. And they just move on. They never have the impact of what the product could do for them, or say the Plexus opportunity could do for them financially. On the rocky soil, I could reach out to someone and I could say, hey, I know these products were for you. In 6 months, I lost 30 pounds and I was able to shake my anxiety in 6 months. They are so excited. Yeah, I'm going to take these products. I'm going to feel better. I'm going to lose all this weight. And then in 30 days, they're like, I just, I don't think it works. This product doesn't work. I quit. So they had high excitement, but they didn't have the roots, the stability, the consistency to see the results that were possible. On the third person, thorny ground, they come in, they're excited, they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make all the money, or I'm gonna get off of my medication." But then the trials of life, right? Husband loses his job, a loved one gets even more sick and you have to become their caretaker. Your boss is hounding you and you just can't focus. So you lose your rhythm, you lose your consistency on taking your product, and you lose that excitement. Or you just get completely overwhelmed with how hard life is. Your car broke down and now you need to figure out how you're going to buy your groceries and all these different things. And those life trials, instead of pressing into the results, you press into the difficulty and you quit too soon. You allow those trials of life to choke you out. Or and notice that out of four people, only one of these four people actually get to the stage where they're bearing fruit. Bearing fruit is like the last stage in the cycle of a plant's life. And then the cycle continues. The fruit, you pluck the fruit, and then the tree goes naked, right? All the leaves fall to the ground. It starts all over again. So the bearing of the fruit part is the absolute last part of that system. So with the good soil, one of four, the person's super excited. They know what this product can do for them. They believe what this opportunity can do for them, but then they apply what they learn. They keep building their belief. They keep studying on how these products work. They keep growing and questioning and growing and growing and growing until finally they are experiencing the fruit of their consistency. They are off their medication. They've lost weight. They are making an income, all these different things. And so this is my challenge to you and to me. It can be so easy, especially in our culture of instant gratification, of getting all these things that we want. The microwave culture of you pop it 30 seconds, you got the food, or you go through a drive-through, or you click through the TV. If your website on your doesn't load up quickly enough, you just close it out. If it literally, it says statistically, it says people are so impatient that if they try to load a website and it does not load within 10 seconds, they will close out that website and either try again or never go back. Like if it doesn't work in 10 seconds, I'm not waiting. That instant gratification is something that needs to be broken when we're talking about things as far as giving our body the tools it needs to heal or learning how to run a business. Let's get something very clear. Everyone who is at the top of this company has to learn how to run a business. They have to learn how to be disciplined, how to lead other people, how to encourage and motivate other people. These are tools and skills that we all have to get and we have to learn. And what's happening is people drop off when they realize I don't naturally know how to do this. And you have to get to that place where it's like I don't naturally know how to do this. I better figure it out. Because everything, Brittany Howard says, everything is figure outable. There is a way for you to learn the skills and the things you need in order to be successful. But you have to be willing to learn. And what I'm seeing as a leader of leaders and as a coach to people, we are getting too dependent on the instant gratification. And so there's this layer of understanding that if I will take my excitement and use that as the energy that helps me to grow roots in my consistency. As a Plexus consumer and as a biz builder, one of the most important things that you can do is be consistent with your products. Because once you stop being consistent with your products, what's going to happen is you stop even beginning to feel the tinglings of a potential success, right? So when you look at a tree, and I'm just now getting started into planting stuff and growing my own things, and I love it, but it's the jargon is not 100% there, so bear with me. You got a seed. You stick it in the ground. You got to wait because you can't unearth the seed, right? It's in the ground. Leave it alone. You have to leave it alone. You have to trust that initial process of seed in the ground. And then once it sprouts out of the ground, you're first off, there's screaming and excitement. Oh my goodness, it actually worked. The seed actually did what it was supposed to do, and it's sprouting. And then you have to just love it, nurture it, fertilize it. Sunlight, water, sunlight, water. Is it growing? Is this little pot that I put it in? Is it big enough? Do I need to replant it? And we're nurturing, right? Nurturing, nurturing, nurturing. It still has not done anything that we wanted, but we're a little bit excited. We feel the spark. Then it starts to maybe it's growing big enough, it's sprouting little buds, little leaves, and that's exciting too. But again, it's not the fruit. It's like the signs that the fruit is coming, but it's not the fruit. And so again, like I said earlier, then the fruit might come. And even then, in the first couple years, you're not supposed to eat the fruit. You're supposed to let it fall back to the earth and let it fertilize the soil again, and just let it enrich in the soil for this plant, so that in year 3, 4, or 5, that's when you start harvesting the fruit. Long-term consistency, long-term consistency. But we're so used to just wanting to pull things up. And for our own lives with Plexus, taking a product long-term consistently without seeing that I'm off medication, without seeing that I've lost 50 pounds. I now have a testimony that says I lost 50 pounds. I didn't have that testimony. I was on the cruise and I think by that point I'd lost 20, maybe 30 pounds. And I'm still heavy. And I was heavier than I am right now this time last year. And so I remember sitting on that cruise and it was two dual mental things. One, I earned a stinking cruise in my first few months in a marketing company that had no intention of even being a part of when I started taking the product. That was mind blowing. But two, I saw a mind shift that had to happen on the inside of me. One, I was constantly battling the fact that I was too fat, too brown, and too inexperienced to be successful in this company. And and on that cruise, I saw beautiful women, stunning women, gorgeous hair, like beautiful fashion sense, and all this stuff, like Barbie dolls everywhere, everywhere. And so me and my good friend Christina, we're both overweight and we're both feeling very inadequate. And we're wondering how in God's green earth did I earn this cruise? It does not make sense. It does not compute. But we did. And on that cruise, we also met amazing women who were Barbie doll gorgeous and said, "You can do this." And I mean, we had conversations with four or five diamonds, women completely unconnected to us. They just said, "Hey, let me share with you. Let me pour what I know out to you. And here's some wisdom." One of my favorite things was we were sharing with our diamond, Joanna, about our concerns. We're too fat. We don't look like everyone else. We're pretty plain Jane, pretty average. How in the like it doesn't seem possible that we could ever make it to the top. And what she did, she goes, "Oh, of course you can. Actually, let me introduce you to someone who did." And at that moment, another diamond walked into the cafe area where we were on the cruise, and she said, "This is Aletha. Aletha is a mom of six, and her husband had died, I think, when she had five kids. And she needed a way to make an income. And I think they even had a farm or something. And she didn't have any family nearby to help with her kids. So she took Plexus and she made an income and she built it to Diamond. She's remarried. She has, I think, another child. So I think she has like seven kids now. She's overweight. She is plus size woman. She grew a gut health company while being plus size and being a mom of multiple children. And also at one point being a single mom of multiple children. And she took the impossible and she dug deep and she took what she believed and she made it into an income for her family. And in meeting this woman, I even my good friend Christina took pictures with her of like there's proof that there is no one ideal body type to make it to the top of this company. There is no one ideal personality type that makes it to the top of this company. It is all about the soil, right? The words that you're receiving right now. Are you hearing me? Are you letting it sink deep? Are you letting the possibility of what can be in you sit on the inside of your heart? Or are you bouncing back against it? It's like, yeah, I work for them, but I don't think it could work for me. Don't let the pavement still, don't let the birds of the air steal this word in this moment. Maybe you're feeling excited about what I'm telling you and you're understanding, hey, that's actually really possible. I'm going to go big with it. Okay? So don't let the words that I'm telling you build excitement, but then you not build consistent behavior and discipline to help it grow deep. Or maybe you're really excited. You're gonna establish those consistent behaviors. You're gonna get your schedule right. You're gonna do what you need to do every day. Okay. Trials are going to come. Car's going to break down. You're going to have a life. Trials of life are going to come. People are going to get sick. Opportunities are going to be lost. In those moments, you have the choice. Continue digging deep and being consistent, or are you going to let that kill the seed that's growing and causing just those little hopes, glimmers? Are you going to kill those hope glimmers because life is hard? Or are you going to dig deep? Or are you going to be like the one in four that says life is hard, but I'm going to dig harder? I'm going to push back harder. I'm not going to let those hard things stop me from doing what I know is possible. I'm going to keep my routines going. I'm going to work hard when other people are asleep. I'm going to be awake, working. When other people quit, I'm going to press in so that my life can bear the fruit that was intended for it 30, 60, 100 times. You choose. Every day, you're making a choice. When you wake up in the morning and you decide, I'm not gonna do it today. That's you making a choice to not allow your fruit or allow your seed to have good soil. Every day, it is intentional. And sometimes, let me get things right. I'm a mom. I understand kids and your home, and if you work and all those things, I get that. And that those are all demanding things. But you can still prioritize a portion of your time to accomplish the goals that are within your heart. So I know it's not always easy. And sometimes, I'll be honest, I have thought about quitting. Everyone does. There's nothing wrong with thinking about a thing. It's what you let take root. When you quit, there's a guarantee that nothing good is ever going to come from that thing. If I quit Plexus today, I can guarantee I won't be diamond. But in those hard times, if I adjust my time or say, okay, today I'm going to take a rest of intentional rest, but tomorrow I'm bouncing back in it, that's fine. And we can do that. So, anyway, I hope this was encouraging to you. I hope that as you press in, as you go through trials of life, as you make goals and dreams and you experience excitement, that you allow all those things to funnel you to the point where you're bearing good fruit. And I appreciate you so much. If you ever need anything, I am one call, one text, one message away. Thank you.